This is your love reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So, from what I'm gathering, there's somebody who you've recently met in your life that is maybe not I'm trying to find the words here. They are maybe they could be unexpected. It could be more of a sudden thing that's come up that this wasn't something that you foresaw coming. I have synchronicities in reverse here, but I have the star on top of that, which is an oxymoron because the star is about synchronicities. It's about divine intervention and healing. It's about wishes and dreams come true and future goals. But you didn't see the signs, or you didn't know you were headed down this path, okay? There wasn't a warning about what was to come in this situation. And I think there was something prior that you were involved with that was that makes this situation a little bit more challenging. I don't know if this is about a relationship, a previous relationship and the ties to that, and having this new beginning somewhere else with somebody that is causing, you know, a little bit of strain on interpersonal relationships. I have as your underlying cards the Hierophant, which is about tradition. It's about a belief system, right? And the Three of Spades, which is the trap card in the Sibila. And that's kind of like speaking to me about sometimes we get stuck in a system of belief or a structure of thinking about or understanding things that can be defied by the universe. The universe can show us signs and speak to us in a way that reveals and shocks us, right? And the Twin Flame card is the other card that's the underlying card. So I think that you're realizing that somebody is going to be a part of your destiny that is come in at a time when you're just about to settle an agreement with somebody, or you're trying to work out negotiations with somebody, and it's kind of throwing you through a loop. It's kind of upsetting the apple cart, okay? The Hierophant can also be a judge of something, somebody judging your character, somebody judging your aptitude or your skills, or they're the teacher, right? They're the ones that oversee something. Now, this could literally mean that you started out going to some sort of educational program or something, and you meet somebody, and they kind of fell in your lap kind of situation. It might start off as a friendship. This also can talk about being in a committed relationship and meeting somebody that is that you really highly resonate with, that you feel is like something out of this world, or a sign from the universe, from the divine, your belief in God. Like, you start to see something you believe in this person, or that you've thought you believed in, but it's showing up in this person. It could be testing your how you think about things in terms of what you believe and what you find morally, your moral compass. It could be challenging that. With the star there on the synchronicities, like I said, it's an oxymoron. It's like you didn't see the signs, but now the universe is still working on the situation. There's something here that is divinely orchestrated. There's a giving and receiving of divine energy and presence in the situation. So what's crossing this not being able to see the signs and then realizing maybe, or seeing the future in something or someone, is that there's this betrayal that is not quite, the Ten of Swords in reverse is like, it's not over, it's still ongoing. It feels like a betrayal, but it's also healing in some sort of way. Like there's the swords are now falling out of, in the traditional sense of the tarot, they fall out when they're upside down, right? So there's like this slow removal of this painful ending, this ending that's has the potential to be healing in some sort of way. And it has to do with family. Now, I can look at this in a few different ways. Aquarius, the sign that is associated with the star card, is a rebellious kind of sign. It's got that Uranian, Saturnian energy where it can be defiant. It can defy, there's like a defying of gravity here. Something is not, there's not like a science to it. There's no evidence, or the evidence is disproving some sort of tradition. Now, if you had been trying to have a family and you were told that that is not going to happen, there is a possibility that you still could potentially have a family. Now, I'm not going to keep going into that because that's medical stuff, and I'm not really into talking about medical stuff with tarot. There's other people that are really good at doing that on here on YouTube. But there is something about, defying gravity. I don't know if you're a Wicked fan or not, but I haven't seen the new movie, so I can't tell you if I like it or not. I did see it on in LA a long time ago. But there is something here about something that you thought was just dead and done is now being relieved, or there's relief coming to a situation. You didn't see the signs that something was going down this direction, and now there is some sort of betrayal that may even be defying gravity. Maybe you're very traditional and you never thought that you would meet somebody and feel this pull towards them. And I think that if that is the case, I don't think it's like you're thinking about leaving or cheating on anybody. I think it's more of there's been some sort of separation or an ending that has not finalized in a situation, and that you are now being met with, because there's been room made for some divine intervention to come into play. The energies are now able to move in and do their magic, their thing. There's something here about love popping up. It could be from the past, because I have this Six of Hearts card, which is the love card in this Viola. The arrow is pointing towards the past, and the Six of Cups in the tarot traditionally is about reminiscing about the past. And because he's shooting it in that direction, I see that maybe there was an opportunity to make a lot of money in the past, and you had to move away from something that you didn't want to necessarily move away from in order to kind of try to, you thought it was the right thing to do, and it might have been the right thing to do, in order to better your situation in the present, right? But we're talking, you know, in the past, you were thinking about the present. And so you had this appetite for more and to experience more things. And so you were very headstrong in getting a career under path or going to school for something to, in order to better your situation, and maybe whatever past situation that you felt was going to be, it wasn't in your focus, right? You didn't look into the future. You were looking at what you needed to fix in the present, and sticking to what you knew would be good for you in that moment. You might have missed out on this situation or seeing this for what this new romantic situation or emotional expression in the past. You missed the signs maybe back then, but now you're seeing them at a time when you're dealing with some sort of separation in a relationship, or the ending to a family dynamic in some sort of way. There could have been, and if this is the case, if somebody has come in and caused a betrayal on your end, or you've had to betray what you've known and what you've been traditionally accustomed to being a part of in order to seek this wish fulfillment, that's what this could be speaking of. Now, how you're thinking about it, you're thinking that if you come together with this person, there will be some sort of legal ramifications, that things won't be as desirable, that there, you know, what has subdued any anger that's kind of been internalized will be expressed externally, and there'll be trouble. So you're afraid of coming together, or at least showing in an external way that you're with this person, or that you've come together with somebody else that is actually emotionally satisfying you, because there's this dissatisfaction in the past, like you're unable to quench a thirst, and then with the Nine of Cups, it's not everything you had hoped, but even in the reverse, it's still much more, and maybe the situation is what's dampening the full satisfactory qualities that this relationship, this new energy coming in is from the past. It's newer now, but it is probably from prior, is bringing into your life, because somebody else is involved. There's other people involved now, and so you have to think about how it affects everybody, and you're feeling like you can't kind of move forward. Maybe you want to get married to this new person, but the old marriage is not over, or there's legal ties to the past, and you're worried about somebody taking it the wrong way, maybe thinking that you've moved on too quickly, or something like that. Because what I have underneath, what you don't see, is that the irreconcilable differences, divorce and final, is maybe it's the other person. Maybe they're not fully separated from somebody, because you're not seeing this. So maybe this relationship has gotten off on a really kind of spicy and synchronistic foot, and um, the I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be there isn't fairness in this situation. You feel like that you will realize that this person is maybe not divorced or maybe not separated yet, and that there's a lack of balance because of this being created, and you're highly displeased with this. You're not thrilled about it, or the other person, you didn't realize that the other person would be as not happy about this revelation. In the near future, as you raise your energy, as you gain traction in your life, as you begin to move forward, there is this need to notice what resources are available to you. The Empress in reverse can be a mother, right? And if you have children with this person, she's coming up in the reverse, so she's not on the side of when she's in her best, when she's abundant. And so, and the Two of Swords is not having enough information to make a decision, but using your intuition. You might be gaining the information but still afraid to make a decision, or you're finally making a decision about this situation that has been unproductive and unable to has caused a lack of resources, and has just been barren in some sort of way. Something has been barren, and that is creating some sort of attention. And the attention can be, positive in a lot of ways, and it will create some enemies. And that's why the Six of Clubs is the enemy card in the Sibila. It's because when we get home from the battle, or we've achieved some sort of enlightenment in a situation, and we know what's going to make us happy, or what direction we're supposed to go in, a lot of the time the people that had us on speed dial are no longer going to be there. We're not going to be there for them at their beck and call. We're not going to, and this might be upsetting the apple cart in some sort of way. Your advice is to let down a facade that you are this macho or very overtly confident. Don't be aggressive. Don't be antagonizing. Be slightly more receptive. With the reconciliation card there, it's about making peace, understanding that somebody is probably not going to take this well, and knowing that going into it with because the Seven of Cups it can be about options and not knowing what's best for us, right, when it's in the upright. But when it's in the reverse, it's understanding. It can be about understanding what is actually for us, or what is going to resonate most with us. somebody is giving off the illusion as well that maybe they're much more reserved, but they're actually pretty confident in the situation. It's asking you to see this and understand it and kind of meet them in the middle. Forgive any facades that people, you know, understand that maybe life is a little bit more messy. I don't know. That's what's coming through. I don't know why that's coming through. There's a lot of sevens here on the table, right? So 7 is a spiritual number. And other people are seeing you as being connected to how much time you've spent on something, really watching how long something has been progressing or seeing the progress. You're really you kind of like looking at something through a microscope with the 7 of Pentacles. Or you could be just throwing to the wind, letting something just be, letting something organically kind of do its thing, not over tending the garden. You're understanding enough to know that, like, sometimes you need to take a break and kind of let things grow as they may, or let things, bygones be bygones. Other people might also believe that you didn't take enough time to work through something or to give enough time to something, and that you were already attached or distracted by this new opportunity in love. And maybe they think you were already sleeping with this person, or that this situation came at a time when I feel like you've stuck to some form of morality and tradition, because the Hierophant is in the upright. So somebody else could be letting their mind kind of wander and get carried away with how they can perceive. They're perceiving this this information that they're coming across now. I don't know. You have twin flames and you have 2 of cups. So this is a situation that is no strings attached, and that might not be in a what do you call it? No strings attached. Or there isn't any boundaries to this love. Like, this is what you're finding or you're hoping for. There isn't anything that is going to, you're hoping that there isn't anything that's going to interfere with your expression of this new love, new romantic situation. I don't think you're ready to express just how you feel about it, because the letter is in reverse. But you know that this is that type of situation where you are very connected to this person on a very deep level. Your outcome: negotiations being made in order to bring 2 opposing parties or energies together in order to create some kind of happy union. This can be a merging of families. This can be legal negotiations, because I do have the legal there, what you're thinking about. If legal stuff does happen, there's going to be a middle of the road. There'll be two different sides that are able to come together, and whatever happens is going to be able to create some sort of victory in the long run, and driving force. Maybe somebody's being a little pushy about something has actually driven you in a direction where you're going to be happier. Yeah, this is the most lovey. I mean, it's complicated, but this is the most kind of romantic reading I've had so far. I think a lot of them have been kind of like meh. This one's there's like true love here, and hopefully mutual understanding on a situation. Eventually, the healing of the breaking off from one aspect of your life and merging with another. It seems like things work out. So, all right, Aries, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.